Welcome back! This video is a little different video than the usual kind of videos that I post. And this is about a recent hobby that I picked up while traveling, which is resolving Rubik's Cube. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how it's done. Resolving the cube is no rocket science. It's just about remembering few steps and doing it over and over again. And if I can do it, I can guarantee that you can do it too. So watch the complete video, follow the steps, and if you have not understood any step, you can post it on the comment section and I'll try to answer it. And I'm pretty sure most of you already have a Rubik's Cube somewhere in the corner of your home. So bring it on and learn how to resolve it. So let's get started. Alright, so before we jump and see how to solve a Rubik's Cube, I'm going to tell you a few things and you need to familiarize yourself with that. So this piece here is called a corner piece. This piece here is a side piece, which is in between the two corners. And this one here is the center, because of course that's the center of your cube. This entire piece is called as the face. And you know, a cube has got 6 faces. Alright, now let's begin. Let's learn the first step. The first step is that we find a face that has a yellow center. So in the scenario that I have, this is my face. So the second step is that you arrange your yellow centered face in a way that all the sides of the yellow center face are white. Also, let's remember the centers of the cube are fixed. So color against yellow would be white. Against red, you will find orange. And against blue, you're gonna find green. So when you are moving your Rubik's Cube, what you are actually doing is you are changing the corners and the sides because centers are fixed. So as you can see in the scenario that I have, I already have 2 white sides. I'm left to get 2 more white sides here. To complete this step, just rotate your cube and find the faces that have white sides and try to bring them on top. This is a very easy step and you can easily learn it by yourself. This is the only step where you might have to use a little bit of your own tricks because all the other steps, they have set algorithm to use. So see how I am doing it one more time. And there you go. So now at this stage, you have successfully completed step 2. Now let's learn the third step. Third step is to get a white center. And to do that, you're gonna focus on the sides. And we are here focusing on the second color of the white side. So for example, in this instance, I have got orange color with my white side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate the last 2 layers such that the center of this face is also orange. So I just rotated once and as you can see, I got the orange center. You can keep rotating the last 2 layers until you find the color matching. Alright, once you have the color matching, all you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate it 180 degrees. And then you're gonna repeat the step 3 more times so that all colors are rotated 180 degrees. Let's see it one more time. I have a red color here. I'm trying to bring the red color in the center and there you go. Once I found it, I rotated it again 180 degrees. Same step again for this blue side. I found the blue center and I rotated it 180 degrees. And then one more last time, green color, found it, rotated it 180 degrees. At this point, you're going to now turn your cube and you will notice that you already got a white center. Now at this stage, your third step is completed. Okay, let's start with the step 4. Step 4 is to get a right piece at the corner. And the trick is now to get a corner piece where this corner is green, this corner is orange, and the bottom corner has a white color. So at this stage, you're gonna hold your cube like this. White color should face downwards. So in order to get the right piece, just observe the color on each side and try to find that corner on the top layer or in the bottom layer. So the layer which has a white color is our bottom layer and the one on the top is the top layer. In my scenario, I have spotted a right corner in the top layer. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to rotate that corner in such a way that it comes directly on top of the bottom layer where I want to replace it with. At this stage, I'm going to run an algorithm and bring the right corner at the bottom layer. And this algorithm is pretty much the heart of solving the Rubik's Cube. So let's see how it's done. This is called right hand algorithm. The first move is going to be up. Second move is going to be left. Third move is down. And the last move is right. So let's see it one more time. Up, left, down, and right. Now you will have to repeat this algorithm until you find the correct piece in the corner. I did it 2 times, I haven't got it right, so I'm going to repeat it one more time to get it right. And as you can see, in the third attempt, I got my corner correctly placed. The right hand side is red, the left hand side is blue, and the bottom is white. So at this stage, this corner is solved. Now we will have to repeat the same algorithm for each corner. Just make sure that when you are doing this algorithm, you have the correct piece in the top layer. For example, in this scenario, this corner is incorrectly placed here because as I know, on the right hand side, I want a green color, but on the left hand side, I want a red color. Now I'm going to find a corner that has that combination. I looked at the top layer and I found an exact match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the top layer so that this corner comes exactly on top of this corner. And this is how it's done. Once it's on top, we can start applying the algorithm to solve those 2 corners. And there you go. I got the correct corner placed. I'm going to repeat the same step for leftover 2 corners as well. Now for the last piece, as you can see, it's correctly at the right place, but it's just twisted. So in that scenario also, you can just apply the right algorithm and that will correctly place the orientation of that corner. At this stage, you have successfully completed step 4. You will also notice the first layer is also automatically resolved. If it's showing not resolved, then it's an indication that there was something wrong in the right algorithm that you applied. Now let's start with step number 5. Step number 5 is resolving the second layer, which means the second layer sides needs to match with the color in the center. So in scenario that I have, I want to replace yellow with green and blue with orange. Let's rotate our cube and let's find the other sides that I have to correctly place. So in this scenario, I want a correct piece to be here so that the second layer is resolved. So what is the starting point for me? The starting point for me at this stage is to find a side on the top layer that does not have a yellow color. Therefore, this piece is not for me. I'm going to rotate it. And the second option is also a yellow color, so that will not work for me. The third option is red and green, and that will perfectly work for me. So that becomes my starting point. Now just look around your cube and see where exactly that top side needs to go. In my scenario, it has to go on the right side. Since it needs to go on the right side, I will now use a right algorithm. Same algorithm that we have used before, but there is one twist. And the twist is rotating the top layer on the opposite side before applying the right algorithm. Let's say it on the cube. Rotating it on the opposite side, and now applying the right algorithm, which is up, left, down, and right. And now, since you wanted to place it on the right side, rotate the cube on your right side and apply the left algorithm. We haven't yet talked about left-hand algorithm. It's just slightly different than the right-hand algorithm. As the name suggests, left-hand alg start from your left side, and you can now watch me doing it. First, move it upwards, right, down, and left. Let's see it one more time. Up, right, down, and left. So the difference between left and right are only these two highlighted ones. Now coming back to where we were, after applying the left hand algorithm, I've correctly placed that side. And now let's look into the other side that I have to correctly place. I can see that this piece is something that I need to correct. On the top layer, I already have green side facing this side, and the other color, which was orange, is on the right side. So again, my orange is on the right. That means I'm going to rotate it on the left side and going to apply the right algorithm. Rotate the cube on the right side and apply the left algorithm. And at this stage, I have successfully completed my second layer as well. In some scenarios, you might see one or two more pieces that are not correctly placed, so you will repeat the same steps again for the second layer in order to place all the correct sides. By the end of this step, your cube should look like this. If it isn't looking like that, that means you have made a mistake. Okay, let's start with step number 6. Step number 6 is your top layer, and which is yellow. Your aim in this step is to get a yellow cross on the top layer. So let's look into your top layer. At this stage, I can see a yellow center and 2 yellow sides. What I'm missing is 2 more yellow sides to complete the cross. Now at this stage, before applying any algorithm, you want to make sure that you're holding your cube in such a way that yellow line looks horizontal to you. If in your case you do not find that horizontal yellow line, it's still okay. Just make sure that all yellows are on your top left corner. But since in my scenario I already have a horizontal line, so I'm going to start applying algorithm by holding cube like this. And the algorithm is again very simple, and you can watch me doing it. So we'll start by rotating the front face clockwise once and apply the right algorithm. Up, left, down, right. And now move it back anti-clockwise. By completing this step, I can see the cross is already made. So at this stage, my step 6 is completed. But in some scenarios, you might observe that by doing it once, you haven't yet got your yellow cross at the top layer. So in that scenario, you will have to repeat it 2 or 3 times more. Now let's begin with step number 7. Step number 7 is getting yellow corners on the top layer. I'm going to now look into each corner and see if the corner piece is at the right location. So for example, in my scenario on the left side, the right color is matching with the center red and the green color is matching with the center green. That means this corner is correct. in my second corner piece, the orange is matching with the orange on the right hand side, but the blue does not have a blue center. So that means that corner is at the wrong position. And same applies for the rest two corners as well. Now, you want to make sure the corner which is correctly placed is on your left side. And then you will start the algorithm, which is doing the right algorithm 3 times on my left side and then doing the left algorithm 3 times on the right side. So let's watch me doing it. 1, 2, 3, turn it right, and then left algorithm 1, 2, 3. Now observe the corners again and see if they are now correctly placed or not. You might have to rotate the top layer in case they are just missing the orientation. If by rotating your top layer you feel like your corners are still not placed at the right location, you will have to repeat the algorithm of 3 times right and 3 times left again to place them correctly. But in my scenario, by rotating the top layer, I can now see all my corners are correctly placed. They are just a little bit twisted, but they are at the right spot. Now before doing anything else, just make sure that your corners are at right location. So the colors at the corner needs to match with the centers. In my scenario, it looks like all my corners are now correctly placed. Now at this point, you are going to hold your cube like this, where the white side faces upward and the yellow side faces downward. And at this stage, you will start applying the right hand algorithm from a corner that doesn't have a yellow facing downwards. In my scenario, my right hand corner is not correctly placed, so I will now start applying the right hand algorithm. As you just saw, by doing it 2 times, I've correctly placed it. Now I'll just rotate the bottom layer so that I have another corner which I want to resolve, and I'll repeat the same step. The yellow is now facing downwards. Now this corner is already solved because yellow is already at the down side. So I'll rotate it again so I get another corner which I want to resolve, and I'll apply the right hand algorithm. Now as you can see, you have correctly placed all the corners on the yellow side, and this is the end of your step 7. So after resolving the step 7, you might also notice that your layers are not correctly placed. So you're gonna just rotate it so that majority of colors are facing on the same side. So at this stage, you might have a scenario like me, where after completing step 7, one of the face is automatically solved. And if that happens, that side would be your starting point for step 8. But there can also be a scenario where none of the faces are automatically resolved. And if that happens, you can start from any face. So let's get started with step 8, where you will be finally correcting the last missing piece. And for this step, the algorithm is 1 right, 1 left, 5 right, and 5 left. So let's see me doing it. 1 right, 1 left, 5 right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now by doing that, I can see that I've still not resolved the correct pieces. So at this stage, I'm just going to repeat the same algorithm, which is 1 right, 1 left, and 5 right, and 5 left. You might have to repeat it 3 times in order to resolve the final step. And now when I rotate my cube, I now see all my sides are resolved. And this is the final step. It made me so happy when I did it for the first time. I know it can take time in remembering these steps, but remembering the algorithm is not bad. You can always use my video to remember the step, but you got to remember the algorithm. How I managed to learn it is that I always had a cube in my hand and I would always practice left and right algorithm without looking at the cube. You might want to try that. And with this note, I am now signing off, but I sincerely hope you liked my video and you will like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.